Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living. Well, last night was another thrilling NBA All-Star game. All right, you could probably take out the word thrilling. It definitely was not that, as the lack of competition was super apparent. Defense wasn't even optional. It was just, let's not play it. We see by the final score 211 to 186 Eastern Conference All Stars. One, Damian Lillard was named the game's MVP. 14 to 26 from the field, 11 of 23 from three. So 23 of his 26 shots were three pointers, 39.6 assists. Now, combined, the team shot five free throw attempts. There was three fouls called the whole game. But this video isn't even necessarily about the All-Star game. But I could have done a video on the lack of competition, what players had to say after, what fans had to say. But it's more about the Milwaukee Bucks. As I mentioned, Damian Lillard was the game's MVP. But after winning the three-point contest as well, back to back. But you can't forget their struggles entering the All-Star break, especially since Doc Rivers joined. The team is now 3-7 with Doc Rivers as the head coach since they fired Adrian Griffin and brought him back. This was Thursday, the last day before the All-Star break, where they lost to a team that very few people could even name two guys currently on it. So we see Grizzlies beat the Bucks 113 to 110. Giannis played, Lillard played, Lopez played. Okay, Middleton didn't play. But look at the Grizzlies lineup. Santi Aldama, Zaire Williams, Trey Jameson, Jonathan Goodwin, Vince Williams Jr., Lamar Stevens, Gigi Jackson, Yuta Watanabe, and Jonathan Gilliard. Okay. A casual fan definitely cannot name a single one of those players. Actually saw that six guys who were in the Bucks rotation that day had more total points than the nine guys that played for the Grizzlies in that win for Memphis. So, was an awful loss. Doc Rivers mentioned after the game. First play of the game, we gamble for 50th time in the corner. Guy drives. We have to help, leads to a three. Our one set, two guys forget what we're running. Then we miss the shot and nobody gets back. That's how we start out the third quarter. That tells you all to know about where our heads were. We had some guys here, we had some guys in Cabo. I mean, it's partially player driven, the mistakes, question a lack of effort, but it's also got to be some coaching. Um, Coaching got to be questioned as well if that's what you think. But anyhow, so again, 3-7 since Doc Rivers became head coach. Let's take a look at their schedule post All Star game. We see they start at Minnesota, the top team in the West, at Philly, back to back versus Charlotte, who's been playing better, but still one of the worst teams in the league, at Chicago versus Clippers, at Warriors, at Lakers, at Clippers, at Kings. So a four-game West Coast trip from March 6th to March 12th. And the standings are getting tight for Milwaukee. It was highly unlikely they would catch Boston for first, but they have dropped to third in the East behind two and a half games behind the Cleveland Cavaliers for second. The Knicks are just a game and a half behind them, and the Knicks have a ton of injuries. So, as a Knicks fan, I'm hoping the All Star break came at the good right time where some of those guys get back. But anyhow, game and a half ahead of the Knicks, 2 games ahead of the Sixers, 4 games ahead of the Pacers, and 4.5 out of the play. And I mean, I don't expect them to fall that far. But what are your thoughts? Will the Milwaukee Bucks turn it around in the second half? Will Doc Rivers coach the team better? I mean, let's be honest, it's partially him too. I mean, the team was playing much better with Adrian Griffin, and Milwaukee decided to part ways with him just a little bit more than halfway through the season. But definitely one of the big stories in the NBA, how Doc, Giannis, and Dame turn around the Bucks, and how will they finish the regular season? Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.